Hi, my name is Jaelyn Gonzalez. I'm here with KUCR, sitting with Tom Lutz, author of many books featured on the LA and New York Times bestseller lists, chair and professor within UC Riverside's creative writing department, editor-in-chief and founder of the Los Angeles Review of Books, and author of a dozen books, as well as the director of the Literary Festival Writers Week here at UC Riverside. How are you today, Tom?
Great. Thanks for having me, Jill.
Yeah, no problem. And I wanted to talk to you today about Writers Week. A lot of people would like to know more about Writers Week and what it is all about. So could you tell me, what is Writers Week and how is it unique to UC Riverside?
Well, it's a festival that's gone on now this is our 46th year. So it's been on campus almost as long as the campus has been around, and it used to run out of the English department. Then when the creative writing department was formed, the creative writing department kept running it, and it has slowly grown over the years. I've been here 16 years now, and when I was here, tended to be about 10 writers a year. When Juan Felipe Herrera ran it, he doesn't do anything by half, so he added a lot more writers. And then I started running it, and it's slowly grown. Now Allison Hedge-Koch is really in charge of it. I'm just kind of co-directing it this year with her, and she's got it up to about 30. This year it's 33 writers. So it's a big festival. A lot of writers reading from their works, and talking to people in the audience about them. It's the oldest event of its kind in Southern California.
That's very interesting. And I know that as an author yourself, there are, as you said, plenty of writers and authors at the festival. Is there anything that you're looking forward to or excited to have, or anything new that you're willing to talk about today?
Well, yeah, there's a lot. I mean, every year, pretty much everybody is new, right? We do have some repeats now and then, but mostly it's a new group of writers. So every year for me, it's incredibly exciting. We get to invite some of the best, most important writers in the country, as well as some of the most interesting new emerging writers who are just published their first books, and we also have a number of our MFA graduates who are coming back after having published their first or second or third books. So I'm excited about most of the writers that are coming. In particular, each year we give a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's through Los Angeles Review of Books and UCR Creative Writing Department have teamed up to do this now. I think it's our 8th year that we've done this, sometimes to one person, sometimes to two, sometimes to three. And this year, one of the honorees is Percival Everett. Percival was on the faculty here many years ago and has been at USC now for 20 plus years. As a distinguished professor. He's written some 30 books, mostly novels and collections of stories, but some poetry, some nonfiction, some different things. He's a major American author, and he doesn't like to promote himself. He doesn't really like to be praised, unlike most of us. I tend to like being praised personally. I don't know about you.
Of course.
Yeah, and so he's. I don't think he's as big a name. I mean, everybody in the literary world knows who he is, but he's not as famous outside the literary world as some of our other honorees. Like we had Margaret Atwood in one year to give the Lifetime Achievement Award, and everybody knows who she is. But so I'm very excited about having Percival. He's a lot of fun. I've interviewed him before, and I'll be interviewing him at the event here. That's on the Tuesday, on February 14th, and he's just so smart and so interesting and so much fun. A lot of the novels are comic novels, and you can tell from his conversation.
Well, it sounds very exciting, and with so many writers, there's always something new. And as you said, of course, every single year it's new authors, new writers, and plenty of those who are experienced and those who are entering the literary world. So what is so special about this year in comparison to previous years that Writers Week has gone under?
So Ever since Allison Hedgecock took over the main running of she's on leave this year, so I'm running it again, but she's been running it for the last couple of years. And she's partnered with a number of groups around campus, the Native American Students Program, the California Center for Native Nations, Clifford Trafser, who's the Costo chair, and they have helped us build a very steady group of Native authors coming in for the festival each year. And this year we have Ramona Emerson, Morgan Talty, Louis Bojan, and a number of other writers who are winning major prizes, some of them for their very first books. And as a result, there's a kind of new excitement around UCR as a focal point for Native writing in America.
Well, thank you, and I'm very excited to see that as well. I think Indigenous voices are so important, especially in this modern age.
Absolutely.
I know last year or previous years, we've kind of shifted from in-person to online events. Can you tell me more about the hybrid model that is adopted this year?
Yeah, well, obviously during the pandemic, we went online just so that we wouldn't have to cancel everything, and then we learned how to do it. It was a bit of work to figure out how to move all of this online and do it well, and so the first 2 years of our online lives were all about necessity. And one of the things we found was that now instead of having 50 people or 100 people at each event, we have thousands of people from all over the country and actually all over the world that tune in either for the live stream or for the recorded versions. And that's been exciting for us. I mean, that's given us, it's good for the authors. They get their work seen a lot more. They get heard a lot more. And it's good for us for our program, for our creative writing program, and it's been exciting and fun. Of course, the LA Review of Books is an online venture, so I have some experience doing this, and yet we didn't want to get rid of the live part of it entirely because there's something great about meeting authors. There's something great about being in the room.
Yeah.
And so we have 4 live events this year, and every one of the recorded events, not recorded and live streamed events, have audience participation. There's a Q&A session where people can chat in their questions, ask questions online, and we get them in front of the writers as well. So it's interactive, and of course the live sessions are completely interactive because they're live.
Yeah. I think it's very interesting, how a lot of people have adapted to the hybrid model just because of how much outreach you get from hybrid or online approaches.
Yes.
Is there any way that students who aren't able to go in person are able to view online or recorded versions?
Yes, exactly. People can always go and see all of the writers. They're up forever.
Yeah.
I mean, forever's a long time, but they're evergreen. We want it to be a kind of growing archive of writers reading their work and talking to audiences.
So I know a lot of creative writing students know about this festival, but with students who are outside of creative writing, other authors who aren't in the creative writing department, and the community as well, like what would you hope that students and the community get from this year's festival?
Well, I think that I've obviously given my entire life to books and reading.
Of course.
This is what I decided was the most important thing I could do with my own life, and I'm pretty committed to the idea that literature is one of the fundamental ways that people can understand their world, and in worlds that in all sorts of ways get harder and harder to understand. Literature, I think, is a way for people to put stories to the world around them, and therefore, what I hope anybody coming to the festival or anybody watching the festival online gets is some way to kind of comprehend the area they're in, the people they're with, the nation they're part of, the world that they're part of, and understand them in new ways, in ways that are actually useful for their lives.
Thank you for that, and thank you, Tom, for being here. Where can a student or anybody interested register for the festival?
Yeah, there's a website on UCR. UCR has if you just Google UCR Writers Week, it'll take you right to the Writers Week page, and there's a button where you register for Crowdcast. For the live events, you just come, but the entire schedule is up there online: days, times, places. And in previous years, we'd asked people to register for each session, which got to be a kind of pain for people. And now, if you register once, you can go to any of the sessions at any time.
That's good to know. So. Well, thank you for being here with today, and come to Writers Week. It is February
13th through 17th.
Perfect. So be there. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Thanks very much. It was a very nice interview. Thanks.